Hi there, Amy Sheffer here today for Jillibean Soup. Today I'm going to share a card that combines two of my favorite stamping techniques, Emboss Resist and ink blending. I'm using stamps and dies from Enjoy Today for my sentiment, and I'll be creating my background with two circle images from Spoonful of Soul. I'm starting with a card-sized panel of smooth Bristol cardstock. The Bristol makes ink blending a breeze, but you can use any smooth cardstock. Before stamping, I prep my Bristol for heat embossing with an anti-static pad. Next, I'm going to stamp an overlapping circle pattern in watermark ink. I'm going for a random look, so I'm not too worried about exact placement of these circles. Once my background is covered, I add the clear embossing powder and melt the powder with a heat tool. Give that heat embossing a few seconds to cool, and you're ready for the ink blending. I'm using 3 Distress Oxide inks today: Scattered Straw, Tattered Rose, and Worn Lipstick. I just love how the clear embossed background pattern is revealed during the ink blending. And here's where you'll be glad if you prepped with an anti-static pad, because you won't have extra embossing powder in places where you weren't expecting it. You'll see me apply all 3 colors and then go back and blend out the transitions for a softer look. What I like about working with Bristol is that it's easy to blend out any splotches you might get when first applying the ink. The ink seems to move around a lot better than on some cardstocks. If you've been unhappy with your ink blending, give the smooth Bristol a try. I buy it in 9x12 pads at the big box craft stores. You would have a very pretty background if you stopped with the ink blending, but I'm a bit obsessed with splatter these days, so you'll see me adding splatter with water, all 3 Distress Oxide colors, and my favorite bleed-proof white. The combination of splatter adds some nice texture and an artsy feel. A couple of tips for splatter: the more water, the bigger the drops, and if you want a super fine splatter, just use less water and tap your brush with some other hard object, such as another brush, maybe an acrylic block, or even an ink blending handle. Here I've decided to add even more depth by stamping this starburst image from Spoonful of Soul. I wanted the stamping here to be subtle, so I've stamped in the same Distress Oxide inks for a tone-on-tone look. For my sentiment, I'm stamping the word Enjoy in Worn Lipstick and die cutting it with a coordinating die, and stamping the word Today on vellum, heat embossing in white, and hand trimming. Here I've decided to cut down my background panel with a large stitched rectangle die before adhering the sentiment. I'm popping up the word die cut with foam tape and adhering the vellum by carefully applying liquid glue to the back side of the white embossing. That way no glue shows from the front. These jumbo-sized sequins from Jillibean Soup's Shaker Filler sequin packs make great card embellishments, and I love that they're a little bigger than the usual sequins. These pink ones are from the pink and red pack. I'm using a layer of fun foam to pop up my card panel from the card base, and that completes my card. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!